Hey. Next weekend we have the Norwegian Nationals in Oslo, and I'm going to cover it as much as possible. Sven and Martin have promised me that I get access to the lists as soon as they're in, but I haven't seen them yet. But today I'm going to do a short shout out to that tournament, and I'm also going to talk to you about the missions. And I've made a list if I was participating. I'm not, although I could have taken the ferry up. I think my wife would have disliked it if I was away for 3 weekends in a row. Because last weekend I had Zealand Open, and very short time, start of June, I'm going to Jutland Open. So I've got plenty of tournaments of my own to go to. So not Norwegian Nationals for me this year, but let's see what they are doing anyway. So they're doing sort of an escalation. So they're playing 600 points games and 1,200 points games. You have to have your full list of your 600 point list. You cannot change it. You have to add 600 points going into 1,200 to that. So that is a format that I recognize, that I'm familiar with, and I'm sort of comfortable with from Zealand Open. I can work with that. So I built a list for that. I also looked at the the missions. So for the first 2 missions, they are playing Seek and Destroy and Timely Objectives. So Seek and Destroy, you need to have something that can punch, preferably at range, especially in low point games, right? And at the same time, you have to be very survivable. So I'm thinking veterans and possibly armor if I could get some. And for timely objectives, you have to be very maneuverable, and you have to be up there, and you have to be able to take some punches, because you have to be on the center table from turn 2. Otherwise, you're not going to win. So that lends into a certain army build that possibly some of you can already guess what I'm thinking here. At the same time, they have like one restriction: 10 order dice, which for 600 points, that's plenty. I can work with that. I don't think I'm getting anywhere near 10 order dice. And you can only have one of each platoon type, which, I am more or less definitely not going to push that limit anywhere. So let me show you what it is that I am thinking if I was going to this tournament. And this is it. It is not 18 order dice. It says 18, but that's because it's my full 1,200 points list. I think I have 7 or 8 in the 600 point list. So I have a platoon commander with a pistol. I don't know why it says infantry. Did I buy an extra dude? I bought an extra dude. Wow. Okay, I forgot I did this. So the officer has an SMG. The extra man has a pistol. Okay. Then I have 2 Gebirgsjägers. Now these are my main punch units. These are the units that are going to go up and grab objectives. They're 5-man strong, but they are veterans. And they have Gebirgsjägers, so they have fieldcraft. They can run through terrain. One of them has a Panzerfaust, and then there's a lot of SMGs. They're going to be my punch units that are going to go up, grab objectives, or going to go and secure those kills. To help them out, I'm making use of the excellently affordable priced SDKF set 250/1 prototype 4. Double flak, double machine guns. It's just very, very good with hitless buzzsaw as well. Yes, they are open top, but they are transports, right? They can take those 5 men and transport them up to the objectives, or they can be a maneuver element that follows on from the next bit of this, which is 2 Panzer Luchses. And that's the whole army. That's everything I'm taking in 600 points. The Panzer Luchs, because they have got fast and they've got recce, they are very, very survivable, and they're very deadly as well. And at the same time, these SDKF set 250/4s will definitely support that with a lot of infantry Daka, right? And then the infantry can get out and, grab objectives. The weakest link here is, of course, my officer, which, may have to sit behind all of this as I push towards. And I'm going to definitely, if I was playing this for kill points, I would definitely try to move this as one collected unit. The advantage here is the maneuverability. Everything is mounted, everything is mechanized, everything can go as one unit except the officer. And then going into 1200 points, I will add a small artillery platoon, an officer, and a howling cow. This means my opponent spreads out, which is what I want him to do. On top of that, I'm also adding a heavy weapons platoon with a combined arms group and a medium mortar. Now, notice here, the medium mortar is regular. I've bought a spotter. And the howling cow is also regular. So I can choose which one of them wants to use the spotter. So if I want to sit my howling cow out of line of sight and shoot at my enemies so he spreads out, that is what I can do. Or I could use the medium mortar and just sit and plink away with that one. Now the combined arms group is the medium machine gun, a light mortar, and an AT rifle. These are going to sit together, preferably on any objectives, because for 1200 points they're playing key positions with fog of war, which is terrifying, and demolition. Both of them I would benefit from having one group that can stay in one place and go on ambush and sit on that objective, right? So the medium machine gun and the AT rifle would go on ambush on the objective. The officer would go on ambush. Anything that shoots at them that's dangerous, they'll go down. If I can affect them with either the anti-tank rifle or the machine gun, I'll shoot at them, and then the light mortar will also shoot, right? So that is the combined arms element. These can babysit objectives in my own zone. Whereas the looks and the 250/4s are really good for fog of war, coming in behind enemy units. And then I'll boost the rifle platoon and the armor platoon. The armor platoon, I'll add a Stummel, just because it's very, very interesting, right? A light howitzer, especially in fog of war, that driving in behind something else and then unloading a late war Gebirgsjägers. This unit has a 7-man unit, so it can take a company officer as well. So I'm very likely to come from the ambush here, to come in behind my enemy, shoot the Stummel's howitzer, and then unload the Gebirgsjägers with the assault weapons here, submachine guns, assault rifle, and double Panzerfaust. Most units will just melt before this, right? It is very, very deadly. And I can also put an officer into the final SDKFZ 250/4 here with, again, more machine guns. So I'm going all in on the mechanized for this one. That is what I would do. 18 order dice in total for my 1200 points. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the Norwegians are doing. I know they have at least one player coming over from the UK as well. Looking very much forward to seeing how it goes, and I am hoping that Svein and Martin will do some videos for us to enjoy about the event. Anywho, that's it from me. See ya. Cheers.